When Jadon Sancho's loan move to Chelsea from Manchester United was confirmed on 31st August, it seemed like a perfect deal for all parties. United were keen to publicize that the loan included an obligation for Chelsea to sign Sancho permanently, and that followed up with Sancho starting his first 3 matches with 3 assists in both matches. But against Bournemouth, came in the second half against Bournemouth, assisting the goal for Christopher Nkunku, assisted the goal, one of Jackson's goal against West Ham, and assisted one of Cole Palmer's goal against Brighton. And then he followed it up with series of good performance, playing in the Conference League against Heidenheim, assisting, scoring against Southampton in the Premier League. It took a little while again, and then he assisted against Crystal Palace on January 4th, which was the last time Jadon Sancho I've had a good contribution for Chelsea this season. Now, this was a move that looked like a match made in heaven. Obviously, with the way that Jadon Sancho started his Chelsea career, it looks like Manchester United has gotten rid of another good baller, or we have seen a case of something that has been happening for a few years now, players leaving Manchester United and automatically being good. And that's not the first time Sancho will be leaving Manchester United and looking good or actually playing well. Now, he left Manchester United midway in the season, January, and returned to Borussia Dortmund. Played there for 6 months, get Borussia Dortmund to the Champions League final, which unfortunately they didn't win. Now, we have equally seen players like Anthony, players like Rashford, who have moved on to other clubs and are actually doing all right. Now, it looks like Jadon Sancho was a product of his surrounding, a product of what surrounded him, because if you remember, when he was initially moved from Borussia Dortmund to Manchester United, Chelsea were equally interested in him around then, but Manchester United moved too fast and Chelsea kind of moved in for Kai Havertz, according to what I heard as of then. I start to be corrected if I'm wrong. Now, with Jadon Sancho being a Chelsea boy, a proper Chelsea lad who grew up in the West London side of England, it looks like a match made in heaven. One of the things that a lot of Chelsea fans has been complaining, even while Jadon Sancho was even on good form, is that we have a problem in our front line. Now, Madueke is often the very selfish one who holds the ball for too long and has a shitty end product. Now, Madueke is one of my favorite players, and if you hear me speak about him in this manner, then you know, like, he's really, really effing up. Now, and Jadon Sancho, who is the opposite of Madueke, who often prefers to create spaces for other players and equally, and just lay passes for them to score. Now, and this has been a problem, but Chelsea were winning, and Jadon Sancho was getting assists and scoring goals. Scored a few times. I think he scored against Tottenham, and he scored the first goal that got us back into the game, actually. Now, for a while, Chelsea fans' romance with Jadon Sancho took a bad turn since Chelsea bad form started in December. Now, if you look at Chelsea since December, we went on a bad run of form, or a bad patch, which we can say we are currently on. But previously had 4 games win in a row. You get me? But we can probably say we are on a bad patch, which I'm obviously hoping by the time this international break is over, most of our players will be back, and we'll get hold of most of our team, and we'll play better. I think Sancho issue worsened when Rashford left Manchester United after falling out with their current head coach Robert Amorim. Left Manchester United for Aston Villa, and then Jadon Sancho commented freedom. Obviously, a lot of Man U fans has been trolling him, and some Chelsea fans were not really, really happy with his display. And a lot of Chelsea fans has been called for him to be recalled at Manchester United, and Chelsea not to fulfill their obligation to signing him. Now, I think I have my opinion on that. And equally with the Athletic coming out, like, this is not longer news. If you are in the space or you are a Chelsea fan, you would have known, like, this has been a trend or or something that has been discussed around the media, especially on Twitter. Now, the Athletic came out this week and they said that Chelsea will pay around £5 million if they don't sign Jadon Sancho, or if they refuse to fulfill their obligation, even as the obligation is met and they refuse to fulfill their own part of the obligation of signing Jadon Sancho, they could pay a 5 million fine, whatever I choose to call it, for Sancho to return to Manchester United. And this is something a lot of fans has been clamoring for. Now, in my opinion, I think Jadon Sancho has been made a scapegoat here. Now, do I think there are things he could do to improve his game? Definitely yes. I think he could have helped by trying to shoot more. I think he was not surrounded, which I think this might sound a very, very lame excuse, and I made this same excuse for Cole Palmer. Now, Jadon Sancho is one of a very, very good technical footballer. He's very, very good technically, but when you have a player that is technical as good as he is, you need players that understand the game as good as he is. Now, Jadon Sancho is not the only one in bad form. Now, I don't even think he's the worst winger we have in our club, in my opinion. I think our worst winger is Pedro Neto. A lot of people might not agree with me on that, but in my opinion, I think that's in fact, I think one of the worst players we have in that club. He just paints it with having a lot of work rate. He has good work rate, I'll give it to him, but for me, that guy is a very, very terrible player. Now, I think Jadon Sancho is being used as a scapegoat. Now, if you remember, we are playing the blaming game. Now, first of all, it was Jackson. A lot of Chelsea fans were blaming Jackson. Oh, we could have got to the striker. Oh, we could have done that. Immediately Jackson got injured, we shifted to Nonimadeke, which a lot of Chelsea fans has been cooking for a while now. They have been cooking him. Now he picked up injured. He was Nkunku, and from Nkunku to Jadon Sancho. And now when a team is not doing well, even our coach Enzo Maresca is not even safe from the fan. And when a team is not doing well, us fans, we often find someone to blame to the reason why the team is not doing well. And I think Jadon Sancho his reputation at Manchester United, his so-called reputation at Manchester United, has equally enhanced him to being in a position where fans target him. And his comment under Rashford's post when he signed for Aston Villa is not even making anything easier. And down him being on a good route or assist route, a good contribution route, now often worsening it. Or now his case is being highly highlighted or being mostly highlighted. Now we have a lot of terrible players in that pitch. Now Pedro Neto, in my opinion, is the worst player. I think Nkunku is number 1 and Pedro Neto is number 2, in my opinion. But Pedro Neto, for some weird reasons, no one seems to notice him because he's always busy. He's always busy. But Jadon Sancho is like a proper baller. And even though Chelsea has came out and said that they are not planning on returning Jadon Sancho, which I'm really, really happy about, but might change their mind if the poor form continue. Now, the poor form continue. Is Jadon Sancho the one having the poor form, or is the team the one having the poor form? Because if you look around that team, minus our midfield, every other department in that team is shit. I'm sorry to say this. Now, I don't even want to go to our goalkeeping, because our goalkeeping position is nothing to write home about. After signing up to 7 goalkeepers, we didn't sign up to 7 goalkeepers, but we have up to 7 goalkeepers in that club, and we ended up with Sanchez. Now, if you look at our backline is nothing to write home about. Fofana, who is often injured, being in and out. Colwill, who is very, very immature in my opinion. Very good player, but he's very, very immature. Now, you have Tosin, the head, who I don't think the coach trusts him. Now we have Chalobah. A lot of reasons. Our backline is fucked, apart from Cucurella. Now you come to our midfield, we have a good crop of players in our midfield, but we don't have backups for them. Now if you come to our front line is nothing to have to write home about. We have more than 100 wingers in that team, and none of them is performing well. But for some odd reasons, Chelsea fans and Man U fans, because this is a collaborative effort, collabo, like Whiskey and Don Jazzy. You understand me? This is a collaborative effort from Manchester United fans because of the comment he made on Jadon Sancho's post, and some Chelsea fans pushing this narrative of like Sancho is the problem for Chelsea. Now, I think Sancho is a very, very good player. Now, if you look at his career at Dortmund, where he played often, now his first season where he had a double figure goal in 2018-2019 season, he scored 13 goals and 16 assists. Followed it up in the 2019-2020 with 20 goals and 19 assists. Followed it up with his last season at Dortmund before he went to Manchester United with 36 goals, with 16 goals and 18 assists. Now, are you telling me that this player is our problem? Now, if you look at Jadon Sancho, I'm not really, maybe I'm making an excuse for him actually, but he's a player that have shown the level he can. He's very, very young. He's 25 years old. He can still achieve his dream of being one of the best young players. Now, I think around 2014, him and Joao Felix and there's one of Kai Havertz, or I think one other person in that Chelsea team, was one of the best young stars as of that time. Now you might say it's history. He was there. What is he doing now? I think he has the qualities of becoming a very, maybe not a world-class player, but like an elite player, a very, very good player. I think he has the qualities. Now, Chelsea fans, I'm telling you, we'll look back at this Jadon Sancho deal. 25 million, we have seen they have spent high on most, like on worst. Like, look at Pedro Neto is a typical example. 60 million for Pedro Neto is absolute waste of money in my opinion. You get me? But my opinion doesn't count, but it's my opinion. Now, 25 million for Jadon Sancho, I don't mind. He has I think if we surround him with the crop of players and a good environment, I think he's going to really, really perform well. Now, I think Jadon Sancho is being signaled out. He's being made a scapegoat in this whole situation. The whole team is shit, and let's just accept, or let's just agree that Chelsea as a team generally is not performing well. Even Cole Palmer is not performing well. Like, he is arguably our best player. He's not performing well. So Chelsea as a team is not performing well. Our whole front line is not performing well. But somehow they made everything about Sancho. Now, you might not agree with me in my opinion, but like I said, this is my opinion. I'd like to get yours. So this is my opinion on the whole Jadon Sancho situation on Chelsea. I think I'm definitely coming late to this situation. I took some time off to kind of think about it well and articulate my thoughts so I could, not be biased. Obviously, I like Jadon Sancho. From the way I sound, I really like him. I'm a big fan of him. I was really happy when he signed for Chelsea. But I checked both issues. Now, first, one thing I always put first is that I'm a fan of the club before I'm any player. Now, he has to shoot the club first. Now, I don't think Jadon Sancho is the biggest problem we have in this squad. I actually don't think he's the biggest problem. But yeah, I would like to get your thoughts on my thoughts. You get me? So make sure you comment, and I'll see you in the next one. You go be.